I'ma keep it a bean. Stick to the script, every scene. These from last year, but they clean. Say to say, I'ma take something else, but it's winning team. Charlie Sheen, fam gang, the regime. I'm from Potty Green.
What's good, it's Shellitronnn here, the most smoke, no joke, and I'm back again with a brand new video, and I'm gonna keep it a Bo-Bray biscuit. This Friday, tomorrow at 7 p.m., our second preseason game against the Buffalo Bills should be a good one for a number of different reasons. Now, first off, before I get to the matchups and things I'm looking forward to in this game, I will say this. I'm not 100% sure, if not in the area, how you're going to be watching this game. Last week in the game against the Bears, the Panthers website and the app hosted the game, the live stream, for free. I don't know if they're doing the same thing for this week, but I have not seen them say anything about it, so I don't want to assume. But if you're not in the service area where you can find it on a local channel on TV, there are a number of ways to find this game. You can go on Reddit. You can find some other streaming website. There are a bunch of different ways. Just be safe about where you're going to watch these videos. Some sites are less trustworthy than others, and that's all I'll say about that. But getting to this game, the first thing on everyone's mind is who is playing. Now, for the Panthers, we have heard somewhere that there will be starters playing in this game. Now, for right now, all we've heard about has been Cam and Luke, but that isn't really what I'm focusing on, because for Cam and Luke, we understand Cam will be in for definitely one series, maybe two series, but I don't see Cam cracking more than 10 pass attempts. I do not see him staying in for 3 full series on offense. Series, who knows? That series is, well, I don't want to get to series jokes. Look, and for Luke, I don't see this game being much more than a workout, much more than him getting some hits on him, letting him get used to the game speed and getting hits on his body and whatnot, getting him back into the physicality of the game. I don't see Luke playing all that deep into this game either. So when we talk about starters playing in this game, I'm looking more at James Bradbury. I'm looking more at Dante Jackson. I'm looking more at Joe McCoy. I'm looking more at, these guys in the front 7 of our defense. I'm looking more at our offensive line. Will we see more of our starters on the offensive line play in this game? Right now, off top, I'm thinking the biggest thing to keep an eye on here in this game would probably be the offensive line. Now, last week we did see some really good looks from the O-line, but there were some times where we saw there were some free runners. We saw some protection assignments get blown, but that wasn't really all that huge of a deal. But this Bills defense was good last year. It was good in 2017, and it's been ranked the 5th best defense going into the 2019 season. So I really want to see how our front 7 holds up against them. And keep in mind, this Bills team, we like to joke on the Bills a lot, but the Bills, they're not a bad team all around. There's some good things about the Bills, and I'll get to those here in a second. But I do want to see our O-line play, and I also want to see how our secondary plays, especially if we see Dante Jackson and James Bradbury get in the game. But even apart from them, Trey Boston, Rashawn Golden, Corn Elder, Javian Elliott, because there are some guys on this Bills offense that may or may not be, in the preseason, there could be some really good things to look at here. Now, we probably won't see that much of Zay Jones, because Zay is a locked up. He's a good player, a good receiver on the Bills. But looking at how the Bills played against the Colts last week in their first game in the preseason, I saw some pretty interesting things looking at the receivers. Now, look, there was only 3 players who had more than 2 receptions on the day, but that's not what my real focus is on. I saw that Keith Tobridge had 1 reception for 21 yards. We saw Raymond McLeod have 1 reception for 20 yards. Cindy Rice Perry had 1 reception for 15 yards. Robert Foster had 1 for 14. Cole Beasley had 1 for 13. John Brown and TJ Yeldon both had 1 catch for 10 yards. That's what, like 7 guys who had 1 catch for over 10 yards. That means these guys are either getting catches in the short yardage game and then getting yards after the catch, or they're getting open in the middle of the field and there are kind of openings against that Colts defense. I want to see how our defense reacts to some of these guys out here, especially Devin Singletary, who's a running back they drafted in, I think, the 3rd round just this past draft. He's a rookie. He had about, 9 carries, 27 yards last week, but he did get 3 more catches in the game as well. So he's kind of a dual threat back. I want to see how we handle a dual threat back like that, a rookie. And also, I want to see how our defense handles Cody Ford. Now, this might be a small thing here, but I did bring it up around the draft time, and I said that Cody Ford was one of my favorite guys in the draft this year. Y'all remember how Cody Ford was on the board for us when we were drafting in the 2nd round when we traded up? I want to see how we look against him. He's a tackle. Let's see how our front four, our front seven really goes against him, how good he looks. I'm not going to talk about having any kind of, any sort of buyer's remorse or FOMO about not getting my man Cody Ford. I just want to see how he looks and see, you know, this what it was on the board there. I want to see how Cody Ford looks against us. And apart from that, that's about all I'm really seeing against the rookies. Vosean Joseph was a guy I kind of looked into as a rookie, as maybe a draft prospect, but I wasn't really all that sure about him. Now, we could talk about Ed Oliver as well, who's a 9th pick in the draft, but I don't think we're going to be seeing all that much from him. He's really going to be a lane stuffer. I'm not really all that sure what he's going to do against us and how long he'll be in the game. But that may be a good little matchup to see how our interior of our line looks against Ed Oliver. We'll see. But getting away from focusing specifically on the Bills players, let's talk about some Panthers real quick. I want to see how our tight ends look. First of all, does Greg Olsen play in this game? I hope the answer is no. But the real question is, does Ian Thomas play this game? Now, Ian's been hurt. He was hurt in the last year. He didn't play at all during minicamp. He was saved for training camp. Then he got hurt in the last game against the Bears, and he hasn't really practiced that much in training camp lately. Does he play? Should he play in this game? I'm not sure. It looks like he's still kind of hurt, judging from yesterday. We'll have to see about that. And talking about hurt players, Jordan Scarlett, is he good to go? Because we saw him with a back injury. It was looking like he couldn't play in the first preseason game, and then going forward into practice, I'm not really all that sure about whether or not he's going to be good to go. Hopefully he's ready to go for this game, but we'll have to see, because I really do believe in Jordan Scarlett. We saw a lot of really good things out of Elijah Holyfield, and I want to see more good things out of him. We saw some good things out of Cap as well, because look, it looked like Cap was saying, look, I want my job, guys. He's a coach. I need my job. I don't want these young bucks stealing my spot on the team, brother. But it may not be the time for all that. Reggie Bonifant looked good as well, but I really do believe we're looking at the Jordan Scarlett and Elijah Holyfield show here, and I really do want to see Holyfield and Scarlett specifically get some more looks in this game. We might see some more from Cap, but I really want to see how Jordan Scarlett looks. He is my favorite to be the number 2 running back on the team this year. Now, another key injury, not on the offensive side of the ball, Brian Burns. Now, Brian Burns got himself hurt, ankle injury, his second of this offseason. Thought he could go for the last day of training camp. Went out there all dressed up and everything, ready with pads on, all that kind of stuff. Tried to go, could not go, had to sit down. And we heard word that he'd be straight for tomorrow's game. Now check it out, man. We know a thing or two about rushing guys back from injury. We know a thing or two about keeping guys who are injured in the game and then seeing that injury get worse and worse over time. That was in the regular season. I do not want to see Brian Burns in this preseason game if he's hurt. We know how he had, 10 snaps last game, 2 sacks. That's great. I don't want to see him get a bunch of sacks in the preseason and then be hurt all regular season. That's how I feel about it. You might feel differently. You might say, hey, let the man play. It doesn't matter. Let the guy play if he's good to go. I say, what's the point? We can see what he does in the 3rd game against the Patriots, the actual dress rehearsal for the regular season, but I don't really see a point in rushing a guy back from being hurt to the point where he couldn't actually practice at training camp, the last day of training camp for a rookie, by the way. Keep that context in mind, because that is actually important. It's not just, okay, he had 1 day off for training camp. It's not a big deal. It's the last day, and he's a rookie, and he's one of the star players, the future of our defense. Those 4 things, those things matter. Those things matter, and I don't want to see us just throw him in the game right here just because he wants to play. I say rest him, but we'll have to see how that works out for us. That opinion right there might split the fan base a little bit, but this next one might split it even more. I want to see DJ Moore and I want to see Curtis Samuel both get a few snaps this game. I want to see them get a lot of snaps, honestly. I want to see what happens, how we use them, where they line up. Now, for me, it doesn't really matter, but I love the chaos. I'm not going to lie to you. I love chaos. I love a little bit of drama. But look, I want to see what the writers say. I want to see what the fans say, what y'all say, what the people on Twitter say. I want to see it all. The first time we line up DJ Moore in the slot and have Curtis Samuel on the outside, the first time we see DJ get 6 targets, and Curtis gets 7, that won't happen. It'll probably be like 3 and 2 if they play. But the first time we see Curtis Samuel get 1 more target than DJ Moore and all the opinions come out, the first time we send DJ on a slant and then Curtis is on a fly, I want to see who gets targeted and then how people break that down in the preseason, the training camp MVP, Curtis Samuel. I want to see how these guys look, honestly. This Bills defense is real, and I want to see how we look, how the targets go, how Cam looks throwing to them, but really how Kyle Allen or Will Grier looks throwing to a starter level talent at receiver. We were really targeting Alden Robinson a lot, or it felt like we were targeting him a lot in that last game against the Bears, but I want to see us targeting some of our better receivers on the team as well. And I want to see guys like Jarius Wright. I want to see guys like Chris Hogan. I want to see even Chris Martinez. Yes, I want to see Chris Martinez catch a couple passes himself. Will Christian McCaffrey play? I don't really know about CMC getting more than a couple snaps. I don't like it. But we might see Christian a little bit. But for me, I want to see what our starters can do a little bit, get a small taste of it, and then yank him out. Brian Burns, I don't want to see him at all. I do want to see Ian Thomas if he's good to go, but I think that about covers it. I'm pretty much okay with our backup linebackers. JC looks good. Shaq, isn't Shaq a little bit hurt? I think Shaq, well, he had a vet day. I don't think Shaq's hurt. We won't see him all that much, but I really want to see what we're looking forward to with our guys in the secondary. And then last but not least, I want to see how our guys in the kick return game look and how our guys in the punt return game look. Terry Godwin, I might have been wrong about you. This guy did not return punts and kicks in college. So I thought, looking at the data, I said, look, he may not be the best fit for returning punts and kicks, but he might be looking like he might do something. He might be that guy out there. But I still say I want to see Rashad Ross, because Rashad Ross did have experience in college, and he was the best player in the AAF, and he did return kicks and punts in the AAF. And I do believe if he got more opportunities in the punt game in the preseason, we might see something out of him. I'm not backing down from my first opinion. I never back down unless I'm wrong. Actually, I'm wrong all the time. I won't lie to you. But I will still say this. We haven't seen enough. I want to see Rashad Ross get some looks there, because I still do believe that I'll back down on this. Terry Godwin looks a little bit better than I thought he would be, but Rashad Ross, I still believe, will be the best kick and punt return guy on the team if he's given the chance. So I'm looking forward to that. Wide receiver battle, kind of a little bit. The secondary, I'll say it again, the secondary is the most important thing here. How will they look? That's about it for me. Joey Sly. Let's see how Joey Sly looks. Kick and field goals. I don't want to see very many punts out of us. Kick some field goals, though. I'm cool with that 100%. But that's all I got for you, man. What are your thoughts? What are you looking forward to the most? What are you looking forward to the least? If you're a Bills fan, what are you looking forward to? What should I pay attention to? Let me know all that in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell icon. And you already know to do with that like button.
Cheers to you, appreciate the chance. Been told y'all I been the man. Been told y'all I had the gift. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Real ones gonna recommend. Count this as another win.